My level of self awareness is something that I am very proud of. I worked hard to develop this skill and get to where I am today. It's something that I'm complimented on by other people because they notice it, but something that I've been realizing. And I've realized this long ago, but I guess just things that are happening in my life now are currently making me more aware of it, is that self awareness is also a curse. Because while my self awareness has helped me become who I am today, it's helped me identify my emotions. It's helped me identify the whys behind my emotion. It's helped me rationalize the process of everything I've gone through and like how it's led me from one thing to another and why I feel certain ways, why I think a certain way. It's helped me come to terms with all of that. But also, thanks to my self awareness, I am able to see those things in other people as well. And I've made a video about it in the past, how one of the hardest lessons for me to learn in self improvement, personal development, is that you can do all the work you want on yourself. You can identify all these things in yourselves that you need to work on to heal from. But when it comes to other people, you can't fix them. They have to want to fix themselves. They have to want to work on themselves. And that has been one of the most frustrating things for me about my self awareness. Because lately, in the situation that I'm in, I have been able to pinpoint the whys someone is acting a certain way, what has led to that behavior, what is leading to their actions, what is their possible thinking behind it. And of course, I don't know 100% because this is all speculation from my perspective. I don't know what's going on in their head, but I have been able to, more or less, I've been able to kind of put the pieces together as to like maybe why, this is why they're acting this way. This is why they do this. This is why they do that. But my self-awareness only serves me because if the other party refuses to listen, refuses to see the problem, to see how their actions are harming others, to see how their treatment of others is unacceptable, it's not going to do anything. And that's what I mean by it's a curse, because I can see the answer, the quote unquote what is this? The quote unquote answer for how the problem can be solved. But unless the other party also sees it and also wants to see it, it's not going to do anything. I've had some recent conversations about how difficult it's been for me lately because of my self-awareness. I've been able to pinpoint some changes in myself that I'm not happy with, that I'm not proud of. And I am torn between wanting to just be petty, wanting to just feel my emotions and have no sense of responsibility for them because I see others do that. And I find it so, oh God, I find it so unfair how the people in the world that have no sense of self-awareness, who have no sense of responsibility and accountability of their actions towards others, how they just get to go live in ignorance bliss. They just go around doing whatever it is they want to do. They go around treating people the way they want to treat people, whether it's acceptable or not. And even worse, when they do think it's acceptable treatment of others. And it has just been so frustrating for me. And now I'm tearing up and I may have to take a break from this video because I'm not one of those people that want to cry on camera. As you can see, I have had a lot of emotions pent up lately. So we'll see how far I can make it through this video. I have been fighting with myself because I have recognized all of these negative changes in myself. And I see these other people just living their lives, just doing whatever it is they want to, and no sense of accountability. And it's so unfair. And I know I shouldn't be seeing it that way. I know I shouldn't think that it's unfair that they get to do whatever they want, because I know ultimately I am in a better place than them, that because of my self-awareness, I'm able to grow and become a better person, and I can treat people better and I can understand people better. But in situations like the one I'm in currently, I'm still human. It just feels so unfair. And I'm sure they're going through their own difficulties. I'm sure they're going through their own hardships. I mean, I know I am in my particular case. I know they are. But I find it so hard to empathize, to sympathize with them, because to me, just because you're going through a hard time, just because you're going through difficulties, it doesn't justify the way that people are being treated in my situation. It doesn't. Oh God, I'm so sorry for crying. I've just had so much emotion pent up and it's just overflowing because I'm now talking about it. So there is still a part of me that wishes that I didn't have that sense of responsibility for my own actions, for my own emotions, because it's just been so exhausting telling myself repeatedly throughout everything that while I'm justified in feeling how I feel, like I still feel so powerless because I can't do anything about it. I can't change anything because the changes that need to come, the power for that lies within another person, and I have no power over it. I can't make them see anything. I can't make them understand anything. I can't make them want to change. I feel so powerless. And it's like, on one hand, I feel like you hear people say on the internet, like, oh, self-awareness is like a powerful thing because you can only control your emotions. You can only control your thoughts. You can only control your actions. And while that is all true, I feel like there's also a sense of helplessness that comes with it. And like I said before, I made that video in the past where I had to come to the realization that people can only change themselves. You can't change people. You can help them when they come to the realization and they want the help. You can help them, but you can't make them come to that realization themselves. And I thought I understood that. I really thought I understood that lesson because I thought I had learned it, but apparently I haven't. Oh, geez. I'm trying so hard not to cry, not only because I don't want to cry on camera because I think that's so cringe and I think that's so lame, but also because Nico's downstairs and after I film this video, I'm going to go downstairs and peel wallpaper, and I don't want him to see me like all snotty and teary eyed because obviously he's going to be like, why were you crying? What's wrong? I mean, he knows what's going on, so he would understand, but I still don't want him to see me like this, especially since I'm just sitting here talking to myself on camera. Good Lord, self-awareness is a huge blessing, but also feels like a curse at the same time. And again, I've always been very proud of my self-awareness, especially because I feel like it's something a lot of people lack these days. I have had some conversations with people lately and about my whole ordeal, and they've told me that they were very impressed and proud of my self-awareness to identify these things in myself and the situation. And I was reminded yesterday that people aren't going to see what they don't want to see until they are ready to face themselves, until they are ready to look inside themselves and to actually acknowledge their trauma, their hardships, their negative experiences, and actually work through them and acknowledge their role in their own hardship, that there's nothing I can do. And I was also told yesterday, letting someone live in your head rent free is like one of the worst things you can do because you're letting that person take up your time, take up space in your life when they don't deserve it. And I know all that. It's all stuff I've heard before. It's all things I know, but that doesn't make it easier. And I'm sure once I'm able to distance myself from the situation a little bit and feel like I can breathe again, I'm sure it'll get better. And I will once again be very proud of my self awareness. For now, but right now, it just feels so unfair. And I hate saying this, but a part of me is jealous that there are people out there that can live so ignorantly of their actions and take no accountability. And they just have it so easy because they don't care. And I know I shouldn't be jealous of that, but oh man, with what I'm dealing with, it's just become so much. And I just wish I could just not care. But that's not going to happen because unfortunately, no, because fortunately, I do have self awareness and I do hold myself accountable and I do want to hold myself to a higher standard. So I just got to remind myself that.